Okay, so we seem to be live. All right, so I hope that we are live now. If you are on this call, please give me thumbs up. Let me know, guys. This is the first time I'm doing a YouTube video. I am also going to try to connect with Facebook at the same time. So I'm just gonna see if people are connecting. All right, well, we seem to be online, which is a good news. I don't know how to navigate YouTube videos, so let's hope that you guys are here. Oh, hi, Tian. Lovely. So we've got Tian and Veronica here. That is wonderful. And how do I connect you? Do you just send messages? Hi, Vera. Good evening. Okay, so do you guys just send messages, or can I see you as well, or probably not? I think it's just the messages for now. Yes, messages only. Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. I am going to put the Facebook Live on as well. Is everybody cool with that? Right. Awesome. So let's do this. And I can see. Right. So we seem to be online on Facebook as well as YouTube. So this is amazing. So, wow, this is definitely a premiere for me. First time for everything, right? So I have decided to do this live streaming on YouTube because the videos stay and then I can share them and hopefully people can reach them. And I'm really excited that I can be sharing this evening with you guys. So I really do appreciate you coming up. I know the camera on the YouTube is not so great, right, guys? I just want to check in with you how it feels. I think on my phone, Facebook, amazing. But I know here it looks a little bit worse. So I might need to invest into some webcam or whatever it's called. So I'll sort that out. It's not bad at all. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. It looks worse on my side then, clearly. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. It's so great to be connecting with you again. I know it's been a very long time, and I guess there's been a lot of turmoil going on. I think we all have felt it, and we are going to be talking about it tonight. But there's been personal stuff that's been happening on my side as well, which kind of led me to take a little bit of a step back and just introspect and do a little bit of a looking in what I want to do, how I want to navigate holistic soul healer, and what I really want to share with people going forward. So I'm so happy that we can be here together again. And I have made this clear to myself that this is going to be an ongoing event every second Thursday. So I'm quite excited to be sharing this space and time with you. So I just want to start off with throwing in a question or two for you guys, just to see where everybody is at, where everybody's standing, you know, what you've been experiencing. I know the energies have been hectic. So I know that a lot has been happening towards the end of last year already. And 2024 was such a difficult year for many because a lot of karmic relationships, a lot of karmic stuff has been coming to an end, has been asking for closure, for completion, so that we don't need to carry this with us into the new cycle of transition and transformation. I mean, 2025 is the year of the 9, which is the new beginnings. It is settling more into our purpose. So I think anything that's been holding us back has kind of on its own or with a little bit of help from the dear universe, all of that doesn't serve us has kind of been pushed away from us. So how has everybody been feeling it? We can start with how has last quarter of last year been, and then the first quarter. I can't believe we've already managed to close up the first 3 months of this year. I mean, I don't know where time goes, guys. Well, I do kind of, but we'll talk about it a little bit later as well. But definitely has been a lot of energetic shifts. Absolutely. Look at that, Tian. Perfectly aligned. So Tian has just mentioned huge shifts as soon as I said that. So 100% absolutely massive shifts have been happening. And we've got a shift coming up now. So I am going to excuse myself for 2 seconds because I have forgotten to put the laptop on a charger. So here we go, the first hurdle of our journey together. So please, if you can just send me some comments, guys, as to what's been happening, what have been these massive shifts that have been happening in your lives. Please put a comment. Let's start the discussion so that we can all kind of be involved in this process while I am busy sorting out the charger. Those of you that know me, I do not do technology, computers, all of that is not something that I would call my friend. So this whole journey for me being online and trying to figure out how to put everything together has been quite a journey for me. So please excuse it, guys, but I am so happy that we can be here together and start the discussion, guys. So what's been happening for everyone? What have you been feeling? What has been the most difficult thing? Maybe you've got an example of a relationship that has been really strained, that might have even fallen away. My relationship with my partner has kind of come to an end, and actually we've been in such a good space since then. So, sometimes it is just about removing yourself from the certain type of a connection that you believe that you need to be in so that you can step into the one that you actually are meant to be in. I hope this makes sense. So Tian, you got the power, you are in charge. Yes, absolutely. We are on now. And I've got somebody coming to say hello. So okay, so I guess we are going to go with it. So this is Milo, my little baby that we rescued almost 2 years ago, actually. And he's decided to come on board with us tonight. So say hello to Milo. And any pet lovers, this is my baby that sleeps with me every single night, and I cannot imagine my life without him. Okay, so feeling like I am all over the place. Vera, I so hear you when you say that. And I think for me, what has amplified that feeling being all over the place is the mere fact that you're going to be staring at me the whole time. For me, it's been the fact that time really has been accelerating. And I have been saying that if any of you have been watching any of my other videos, time has been accelerating over the last few years. I've noticed it really from about 2018, but obviously it's been accelerating before that. But I think from 2018, it's kind of been really, really, really quick. And this year especially is feeling like we're not even running anymore. Like last year, I would say we're not walking anymore, we are running. And now I feel like we are sprinting. We're not even running, guys. The hours of the day just feel so much shorter, and there is so much more stuff that needs to be done within the day. So feeling all over the place feeds into that energy, right? And what I've been kind of mindful of is slowing down every now and then and just allowing myself to give myself the permission to have a break in the day, if that makes sense. So Usually I would run, do all the stuff, being busy at work, then being busy at pickup, extramurals with my daughter and what have you, cooking dinner, sorting everybody else out. And what I've noticed is that when I give myself that little bit of a break, where I can do something for me, whatever that feels like for you guys. So this is not just meditation or just doing something spiritual. If I have a moment before pickup, I watch a comedy show because it pumps me up with good energy. It allows me to take a break from the heavy day or the busy day. So find something that will make you feel like, okay, I can breathe again. Does that make sense? Just maybe throw a comment or two as to how that resonates with you guys. This is a discussion. This is not me talking and presenting. I don't do that. Those of you that know me, without you, I cannot do these videos. So I do need your interaction. Okay. So Vera, maybe you can also tell me if that resonates with you with regards to the time and how the time has been accelerating and how we actually are affected by the time getting faster. And okay, so Tian, lots of old emotions and patterns came up. Absolutely. I mean, the first, and I was so excited. I'm going to start with that. Sorry, I'm just seeing my ears and I really don't like my ears. Last year, towards the end of last year, so I'm talking like mid-December-ish, end of December, the energies were so hectic, so intense that when January came, it almost felt the first few days in January, and I'm saying this like before the 7th of January, like the first week of January, the energy lifted and we all kind of left 2024 behind us and we were excited about what's coming in 2025, right? The energy was cleared. I don't know who's connecting from which part of the world, but here in Johannesburg, we had lots and lots of rain, unexpected rain in December. We don't have so much of rain. And we've actually been having rain since then, and we're having one tonight. So I hope the connection is doing well. But with this shift into 2025, the energy just cleared, and we were all looking ahead with a really good, positive outlook. And as January progressed, I could feel the change in the energy, and I could feel the change in the people as well. And the old patterns started to come back again, and the old patterns almost like started to creep up and take the lead, if I can call it that. So when you say, Tian, that old patterns were coming up for you and almost like old emotions that we always feel that we've dealt with our emotions, right? And then something happens and we realize, okay, maybe there is still something that I need to deal with. And I know that it's frustrating because a lot of the times we feel like I've dealt with it, I'm done with it, I don't want to deal with it again. Like, it's done. And then something triggers and the same emotion or the same issue, trauma, old limiting belief comes right up again. And you have no choice in that moment but to surrender and start the journey again. But only this time, you are not starting from the starting point. You are starting from the finishing point of the previous healing journey you've done. Does that make sense? So, and I see a lot of clients in my practice that feel like really overwhelmed with the fact that there is still so much of work that needs to be done, or it feels like I haven't done enough healing, I haven't done enough work, like, it's so frustrating because this never ends and I'm just so done with it and I don't want to do it anymore, Pavli, just heal it once and for all and that's that. And what I try to remind them is to sit back a little bit and breathe, because you have to acknowledge what you've healed before, what you've dealt with before, and where you are starting this new healing journey again, or when you're starting it afresh. And the importance of that is because the minute you forget how much you've actually already done and how much work you've already done, we get to spiral down and we start to feel quite negative about the whole healing process and about, the spirituality as a whole. And it's not about that, because this is a journey that never ends. But it doesn't mean that you are in the same space that you were before. You are just continuously growing and evolving. And that's what we need to keep reminding ourselves of. And I hope that this makes sense for you guys. Please send me comments. Let me know what is happening. And my cat, so I do have cats as well, and they've decided now to move the camera, so because he is playing with this now. So yes, I'm a household with lots and lots of animals. So okay, Tian's comment, being forced to surrender to trying to manage time. Exactly what I was saying, right? We keep going, but we actually end up with no time anyway. So trust perfect timing. Very, very important one. Do what you can with your time and be kind to self. Absolutely. Take time out in nature. So important. And, I always say that you don't need to go to the park to be in nature, right? I mean, this is a misperception that I think a lot of people are now using to stop being in nature, if that makes sense. So, I can't get to the park, it's too far, or I don't know, it's raining or whatever it is. But for me, being in nature is putting on music with nature sounds and just allowing it to play while you're doing your normal day-to-day stuff. If there is sunshine, going outside and literally staring into the sun with your closed eyes for 10 seconds, 15 seconds. We don't always have to be spending hours in nature to feel the positive energy from it, right? So if we all can just become a little bit more mindful about how we're spending our time and how we are taking back the energy that is readily available for all of us, I think that would really change a lot of our emotions and a lot of the struggles that we have, because if we allow that little pause, then everything kind of seems different afterwards, right? I mean, if you close your eyes for 15 seconds and you're staring at the sun, when you open your eyes again, the issue you might have had before is no longer there, or it's there, but it's not so big, if that makes sense. So, okay, let's see what we've got here. And Vera, what's been happening that has made you feel so all over the place? Like, are there any specific things that you've been experiencing? Oh yeah, the rain keeps me indoors and I've gravitated towards decluttering. I love that. Such a beautiful part of the cleansing, self-cleansing part, right, in our journey is decluttering, guys. Oh, have you opened your cupboard and just gone, geez, I've got way too much stuff. I feel surrounded by stuff. And it's nice because usually everything we accumulate over life has some sort of value for us, right? I don't know many people that will just go and buy because they just buy. There has to be something that guides them to that thing that they buy. And I've noticed that sometimes it's really hard to let go. And I don't know if some of you have experienced this. So please drop me a comment. Shiksha, welcome. I can see you on Facebook. Welcome to this live stream. I hope you are enjoying it. Maybe you can drop me a comment. I hope I'll be able to pick it up somewhere, I'm sure. And let me know. Maybe there is a particular item that you've been struggling to let go of, or few, I mean, yeah, there might be few of them. And there might be certain areas in your home, and I'm not sure if I'm now speaking to someone specific here, but it feels like there is an area in the home that used to make you feel comfortable and it's not anymore, or something in there doesn't resonate anymore with you. And maybe your space is different, right? As in energetically, your space is different and your needs are different now for your space around you. So it almost feels like you really need to take your time and be super gentle with yourself, because when it's a place that used to make you feel comfortable, you need to first understand what about the space made you comfortable, and start decluttering from the awareness that, okay, this is the particular item that made me feel comfortable, and do I still need it to help me to feel comfortable, or can I let that go now? Sometimes also what's a good idea is to bring things from one corner to another place in the house, because all of a sudden the item has different feel to it. It resonates with the house different. It changes the vibration, the energy flow in the house. And so sometimes just moving things, and again, if you know me, you'll know that I am terrible at that. And I'm a very spontaneous person. So for me, when something happens, when I have that feeling, I have to do it there and then, which is obviously also a lesson for me to be patient and, take the step back and just not rush into things. But I will decide that I want to move my stuff and change the furniture around. And I will literally do it there and then, because I cannot wait anymore. And my energy won't rest until it's done. Does that happen? Has that happened to anybody here? Give me feedback. I know, Veronica, you've done some beautiful work with your home. I remember when you moved to the smaller place, and there was a lot of things that didn't quite agree, and you had to use a little bit of your artist energy to kind of create the space in a new way, if that makes sense. Do you remember that, Veronica? Maybe drop me a comment, and maybe you experiencing something like that now as well, because I know you are in a new space. Yes, I remember you had to paint your furniture, and that was actually so much fun. And just watching you, and I know that a lot of the times when the energy in the house feels stuck, we also tend to feel stuck. So maybe let me know what you do, guys, to get unstuck or get out of that. I know, Tian, you mentioned walks in nature or spending time in nature. What else is there, guys? What else can we share with others that can help us, to say it's mostly these stuff that came up. Okay. Okay, so we know that some of you might be feeling these energies more than the others, right? And that's okay, because maybe there is something that needs to come up for you, and maybe there is something that needs to be brought up to your attention, because you just need a little bit more cleaning to do. But it doesn't mean that you're going backwards. Okay, makes sense? Hi, Victor. Hello. It's lovely to have you on the call with us. Please send me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, maybe what you've been going through in the first couple of months of this year. I know it's been hectic. The energies have been really, really difficult. So it will be great to hear from you as well, guys, on Facebook, what you are experiencing. Look at me. I'm actually so proud of myself right now, guys. Like, if this works out and I close this video properly, and I don't know how, like, it'll get online, somehow it'll get there saved. I am going to be so chuffed. Like, yeah, this is good, guys, right? Is everybody enjoying it? Can everybody hear me properly? Is there no background noise? Can everybody see me? Yeah, give me some feedback, guys, because I cannot do these videos without you guys. This is for you. This is me trying to give back and maybe create some sort of community between us, and just help people with sharing my experiences and what I do and how I see things. So this is really a shared platform between all of us. Okay, let's see. Okay, stress tends to take us back to old patterns. 100%. Tian or Veronica, I'm not sure who said it because I know you both are on the same name, like you're using one login. Can you maybe tell us a little bit more about what you mean by that? So when you say stress, is it a stressful situation, or is it being brought back into the same kind of situation that you can recognize as the old pattern? Or is it collective stress? Just tell us a little bit more. We tend to think we have to sell it and it just needed a new look. Yes, right? Exactly. I mean, very often we get rid of things. And for me, sometimes it's a little bit premature, because if you move it to a different room, or if you shift it and shuffle it around in the house, then because the energy of it shifts, you might find that that furniture is actually perfect for your house. It was just in the wrong place. Sometimes it's hard to change things in another person's place. Very true, very true. And this is difficult for people that are renting. I find that a lot is, a lot of the times I hear this from people, right? Where they would say, I can't do anything because I'm renting. Yeah, sorry, my doggy wants to go outside, so I'm just going to open quickly for him. Are you going to brave the rain? Okay, off you go then. I can tell you that I am actually quite happy to be sitting in a warm house. I would not want to be outside at the moment. The rain sounds quite hectic there. So coming back to what you said, that it's difficult to change things in another place, right? It's someone else's place. True, 100%. But then you need to ask yourself, what can I do to make this feel like it's mine? To make me feel good in this place? And you start from there, and you might go crazy big with the first answer. And all you do is you then cross-reference, right? So you cross-check. Okay, well, can I do that specific thing that I really want to do? And if the answer is no, then you need to say, okay, so what else can I do that will make me feel like that or similar? And you kind of like dissect it down until you reach the point where you figure out something that you can do even if you are renting someone else's place. And that one thing can make a lot of difference. Make sense? Okay, all good, and we are driving smooth this far. That's good, lovely. Stressful. Okay, stressful situation, 100%. Over the past 11 weeks, I've also sought comfort in random acts of kindness to strangers. Absolutely, Vera. I mean, that for me is such a important part of being a human, right? Is when we can do something that is kind to other people, where we can, with our action, we can change someone's life. And it doesn't need to be the ultimate change where we, buy them a house and give them lots of money and what have you. But it's just that little thing in that moment has changed their vibration for the next few hours. And for the next few hours, they feel better because of that. And that for me is worth everything. Because if you can change someone else's vibration, you ultimately have to change your own vibration. And if you feel better, it's easier for you to spread that vibration across to other people. So this is almost like a ripple effect, right? And it's the act of giving, which is so important. It's such an important part of being in this collective project that we are on this earth, right? Because otherwise we would be somewhere on an island completely alone if we needed to do this alone. But we are meant to do it together, and I find that so fulfilling when we can do little things. And we often feel that we need to do big things, but I think it's the little things that really count and that really make a difference to people around us. So beautiful, Vera. And you say you've been seeking comfort in that, in the little acts of kindness. What sort of comfort? Where is that coming from? Why are we feeling like we need to sort comfort? What's been happening? What's been feeling heavy for you in the last couple of weeks? I'm just reading the comments, so please send me more, guys. Would really love to hear from you. Yes, absolutely. So Veronica and Tian have given a beautiful example of, it's hard to change or improve things in a rental property, but sometimes you just need it, and maybe use pot plants instead of garden bed, because you can take the pot plants with you, and you can also move them around the house, right? I mean, if you find that one day you are sitting in the garden in this place and you're looking at the flowers, and then the next day you're sitting in a different place, you can move the pots. So that's also a really nice thing to do. I love gardens. I love people that know me will always say, if they find me in the garden, it's a sign that I'm not in a very good space. So I usually go into the garden to seek the nature, the dirty hands, the soil, feeling the earth, and taking out, I don't know what it's called in English, the weed. Look at that. So, the weed, taking out stuff that is not serving the soil, that is not serving my flowers that I'm trying to grow. It's almost like the act of nourishing that comes with that, taking out the weed so that the flowers can breathe easily. Hi, Daniela. It's so lovely to have you with us. Beautiful. Welcome. Please drop me comments on what I am discussing here. If this resonates, if it doesn't, we are talking about the first, Liz. Hello. Hi. What a beautiful surprise, Liz. We're talking about how the first quarter of this year has been for you guys. And there's been so many shifts that have happened, and nobody has been untouched. I mean, we all have felt it, and we all have kind of gone somewhat into perhaps old traumas, old patterns, old belief systems. So share with us, how has that been for you? Drop us a comment if you can, guys. It would be great. I cannot do these videos without you. I'm not someone that will just talk. I don't do that. I need you guys to give me some sort of feedback, ask questions, what is interesting, what maybe is bugging your mind, what is keeping you away from sleeping at night. Share that with me so that I can then kind of use that to talk about something that you guys are interested in. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so I love this, Tian. When you give, you receive. This is such a truth. This is golden, guys. I've been dealing with a lot of my money relationship and my relationship with money, and how I'm viewing money, and how I view what money can do for me and cannot do for me. And this concept of giving and receiving, this constant flow energetically between you and anything that you need to receive and give, right? it's been absolutely transformational, because I used to live in a lot of fear of not having money, not being able to pay for things, not being able to support myself, my daughter, my household, and it would be a fear that would rock up and stay with me for a very long time, and I would feel paralyzed by it. And what I've learned over the last couple of years as I've been working with the fear is that this is such an easy concept, but it's so difficult for us to understand, because we breathe. Everybody breathes, right? There is not a single person on this planet that doesn't breathe. And we take a breath, but we immediately give back without any thinking, right? Nobody thinks about how they're breathing. And this becomes such a natural way of being for us, right? We just breathe and we exhale, and we breathe and we exhale. But the minute we are meant to give what we feel that has some sort of power over us, it's difficult, because we don't know, we no longer trust that with such ease we will receive it back again. And so we hold on to it. So what happens in that moment is that we are then stopping the energy flow that is natural. It's natural to this universe. It's how the universe has been built, right? With this energy of flow. And so I've learned to kind of go, okay, well, I'm giving this amount of money for whatever, because I know that I need to now receive. So in order for me to receive, I first need to give, because I cannot receive without first giving. And the same thing, I cannot give if I haven't received. So if we can all maybe just take a deep breath in and focus on that fear that we all hold in, if we do, right? If you feel that that is something that you're resonating in with, and allowing yourself just to kind of tune in with the energy of receiving and giving, right? And you translate that in your mind. You start seeing you giving money and receiving money, giving money and receiving money, and how that feels. And start noticing the little pockets in your body that might be going against it, that might not like it necessarily, that might start feeling tight, or you might start to feel sick. Anxiety might start stepping in, and just watch that. And if you can, drop me a comment, guys. I'm doing this video with you, not on my own talking. I really don't need to be listening to my voice. So in order for me to do a good job here, I would like your feedback. How does this feel? Has that brought up anything for you? That would be really helpful. Okay, let's see what the comments are. Pulling out weeds can be very therapeutic, absolutely. And planting plants with uses like herbs, yes, that bring joy, like flowers, absolutely. Absolutely. And Tian's comment I really like, or Veronica's, I'm not sure which one of you guys. Always good to say thank you when you receive and when you give. Beautiful energy exchange. So maybe you can drop me comments on, what do you understand energetic exchange? What does that mean? And is it important? Is it not? Because I know how I feel about energetic exchange. I'm just not 100% sure how you guys are feeling. I'm not sure if Facebook viewers are sending me any comments. I'm not sure if I can see it. Hi, Hasina. Wow, beautiful for you to be connecting with us tonight. Thank you very much. I am going to try to see if I can. Oh, okay. I don't know what I did now. I'm going to see if we can access any comments. So please, guys, if you do have any comments, send them through. Those that are watching on Facebook, it would be great. If you have, and I'm just missing it and I don't know how to access it, then I do apologize. I will figure it out as we go along, guys. Okay, so okay, lovely. So Tian, Veronica, I would assume that you've done the breathing, and your comment is energy flows in and out, right? and this is how it needs to be. How about you guys on Facebook? Have you tried it? Have you tried breathing and kind of visualizing the giving and receiving? How does that make you feel? Maybe you can send me a private message if you want to. If you don't want to share here, that's absolutely fine. I'm happy to respond to you privately as well. I think energetic exchange is so important in everything that we do. Okay, because what I've learned when I started this work, when I started my practice, I was desperate for clients. I was desperate to see people and do the work that I love. And out of that desperation, I went against the energetic flow, against the energy exchange, and I would offer people sessions for free. And I kid you not, I didn't have, okay, no, I'm lying. I wanted to say I didn't have a single person coming to me. I did have one client that came for free. And he came, and obviously certain things came up in the session, and he never came back because it wasn't what he wanted. It was something that was offered to him for free. So he went, well, okay, I'll do it. But it wasn't something that he really wanted, that he felt drawn to, that he would appreciate to the extent where he would actually invest into it, because this is about self-investment, right? Especially the clients that come to me, because it's not under medical aid. So this is purely about self-investment. And from a point of me receiving the energy, I have to receive something from you so that we keep the balance. And so I know very often people don't understand why we pay for services, but it's because in that time that you spend with me, whether it's with me or a hairdresser, a nail lady, doesn't matter. Anybody that is doing some sort of a service, you coming to me and I'm spending my energy on you in that moment. I'm focusing on you. I am pulling in whatever energy I can, whatever gods of hairdressing, I don't know, artists for your nails so that they look amazing. Me, angels, whatever it is. When you start pulling in that energy, you are using that resource from yourself. And therefore, you need to receive something back so that it becomes balanced. We're creating equilibrium like this. And everything on this earth and actually in the entire universe works on equilibrium basis, right? We have everything in perfect harmony, guys. There is nothing out of balance. When we feel that something is out of balance, it's because it's triggering something in us, right? It's bringing something to the surface that needs to be looked at, that needs to be recognized, that needs to be dealt with, released, let go of, whatever it is. But it's not because something is out of balance. It's because we do not have balance with that thing, whatever it is. Does it make sense? Please let me know in comments if what I'm saying makes sense. Any comments with what I'm saying, if it's triggering something for you, please let us know. If you would like to ask me a question about something, please feel free, guys. I'm here for you, and I love the engaging part of these videos with you. Okay, I'm just gonna pull in another comment. Okay, most people that take freebies don't take the journey seriously. 100%. You need to commit and invest in the journey. Exactly what I was saying. So what a beautiful confirmation. Well done, Tian and Veronica. Your time and energy is valuable, and you have a job. You give your time and energy for money. Absolutely. Everything is energy. 100%. I also want to say something here. And this is part of the process, this is part of the journey, right? Is when we feel that something is too easy, we almost look for the trick in it. We start to look for the how is this going to turn against me? How is this going to be negative? I'm waiting for the blow now, because I mean, we don't just get things for free, right? The minute you start investing in it, even if it's minimal, you feel that you've earned it, or you've justified having it. Does it make sense what I'm saying? So you will feel differently about it. You will also invest your energy differently. You will behave with it differently. So always keeping that in mind, to make sure that you are creating this equilibrium, is so important with anything that you do, be it relationships. We cannot be in relationships where we are not being in this harmony, because then we are disturbing the equilibrium in the universe, and the universe is going to let us know, and the universe is going to make it really toxic. Because if it's not something that is speaking of the harmony, that is complementing the harmony around, then we are disturbing every single thing. Everything on this planet will get disturbed. So it will be rectified. It will have to be rectified. But sometimes it happens in a way that's not so pleasant. So having that equilibrium in everything that you do, and having that harmony, is so important. Makes sense, guys? Give us tips on energy blockages, especially in abundance, fear of unknown. Okay, so give us tips on energy blockages. Tell me more about that. What do you mean, energy blockages, and especially in abundance? So do you mean, how do we block? How are we blocking receiving abundance? Is that what you mean? Just please let me know, maybe. Vera, how is this resonating with you? I can see you've been quiet for a little bit, so just checking in that you are still there and you are taking in what we are talking about. And if you have any questions, please let us know. How are we doing, guys, on Facebook? Is everybody cool? Does anybody have any questions for me? I know a few of you in there that should have some questions or comments for me. So please don't be shy. We are doing this together. Because this is why we are here, right? I'm not here to present to you. I'm here to share with you. So it's important for me to have this interaction with you, even though I would love to have all of you, kind of your faces and everything. This is very strange for me. But anyway, I'm imagining your beautiful faces. So yes. Okay. So there is the clarification on the question. Yes. How do we block receiving and trust? Okay. So receiving is about, I am picking up what you are putting down. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so receiving, and I would assume that this is receiving your abundance, receiving money, receiving comfort, it starts with believing that you deserve it. And that's a big one. Because if somewhere along the way, somewhere along your life, you've been made feel that you don't deserve something. And guys, let's not go big. This can be as little as the ice cream that you've been wanting. Pair of jeans. I remember I really was desperate for a pair of jeans, and I had to wait for 8 months until it was Christmas, which was so boring. And you have to believe that you deserve it and you are worth receiving it. And it's not indebting you. The minute you start to feel that if you take it, if you receive it, you're going to be indebted to someone, something, bigger being, the universe, whatever it is. And the minute you feel indebted, you're going to have to pay it back, right? One way or another. And very often, people will fear how they will have to pay it back. Okay, so what I've been really focusing on in my own journey with, especially with money and abundance and manifestation in general, is really trying to see where do I feel unworthy. And funny enough, I've been working with lots and lots of different things, and I've completely missed the fact that I still feel unworthy in front of my ex-husband. After all of these years, and we've been apart now for almost 10 years, and I still feel unworthy in front of him. And therefore, I am blocking receiving my manifestation because somewhere deep down, I don't know how I'm going to answer to him if I have all of this now. And if he asks me, where did you get that from? How am I going to answer? What is my response going to be? And I've only realized this in a recent ceremony that I did, ayahuasca, with a beautiful friend of mine. And that was such a big thing because I thought I've dealt with it. You know how we all do, right? I mean, I've dealt with it. I've healed it. I mean, I've done all the work. Yeah, it's done. And now all of a sudden, this really deep thing comes up. And it's just to show that this really never ends. This journey really never is fulfilled because we always have something to work on, right? We always have more to evolve into. And so one of the things is feeling like you don't deserve it, feeling like you are indebting yourself. And I find with my journey, there was a fear. And the fear wasn't of losing it again, or, maybe something bad will happen if I have the abundance that I wish for. But it was the fear of changing, that I would change if I have all this abundance, that I will become someone that maybe won't be as service focused, and I will become this hardcore money person, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to describe them, but you know what I mean, right? And that fear inside of me was something that I didn't know. And again, for those that know me, you will know I don't really meditate anymore. I stopped about a few years back, maybe 2-3 years back. And what I started doing instead of a meditation is I started going into self-observation and self-awareness. So doing normal day-to-day stuff, but with the awareness of who I am, what am I feeling, what is my body doing, how does my body feel, what am I picking up from outside, what am I hearing from outside, it's raining, the weather, the noises around me, the energies that I can pick up from the surroundings that I'm in, all of that. And I just started to take everything in and still be in a normal day-to-day activities. And I find that that has been so transformational because it's almost like showing me where I become triggered with normal day-to-day stuff because I'm feeling, right? I found that when I was doing meditation, it was nice in that moment, but I would finish the meditation and I'll go back into the day-to-day life and I'll still be triggered and I'll still, get angry and whatnot, and get anxious and stressed. And I didn't understand why, because I just meditated. So I had this expectation that if I meditate, then everything else is going to be fine. But what being mindful and aware in day-to-day stuff, what that has taught me is that I can still get angry, but understand what is causing it, which then helps me not to respond to the anger. Does that make sense, guys? Please let me know if I am making sense to you, if you can relate to this, if this is something that you are experiencing. Please give me your feedback. I really would appreciate that. I know I might be kind of going off the topic and coming back to it again. but this is authentic, and I do get downloads as well for you guys. So I hope that you can all make sense of it. Please give me thumbs up if you are, so that I know. And if I'm not making any sense, give me thumbs down so that I know. I'm just going to check where we are with the things. Okay. Yes. The limited belief that money is evil. 100%, exactly, right? You nailed it there, because that was my belief. And I'm not sure about evil per se, but definitely that I have seen people change with money. And so there is some sort of that limiting belief that that something like that can happen to me as well. And I really didn't want that to happen. So I had to work with that, you know. So maybe something that that will help you guys, or make you aware of certain limiting beliefs or triggers that are happening to you as well. That would be really good to know. So please let me know, drop a comment. This platform is for you, and it is a discussion. It's an open communication platform. It's not just me talking. It is us sharing together, okay, collectively. Okay, so fear of the unknown was the other part of the question that I've received from you guys. Fear of the unknown. Okay, so I think the first thing that's coming to me is you have to define what the unknown is for you, because that'll be different for everybody. And it should probably be different for you as well every now and then. So the unknown on a Monday, the 1st of the month, might be not knowing where you're going to live, for example, because your rental is coming up and you need to move at the end of the month, and you still don't know, you still haven't found where you're going to be. And that's the unknown. On the 15th of the month, you have found your new rental. So that is no longer your unknown. So you are going to look for something different that you can fear, because it's not about the unknown. It's about the fear. It's about the need to fear something. It's about the need to be scared and therefore have an excuse not to do something. Does that make sense, guys? Please let me know, how does this resonate with you? Because what I'm saying here is that it's not about the unknown that you are scared of. It's about the fact that you need to be scared. And that is your safe space. And I know some of you are cringing now because I said that being scared is your safe space. But what I mean by that is that being scared is a space that we find ourselves in, right? And if you are scared, it's familiar. If that is something that you recognize as an emotion, as a state of being, then you are comfortable in it, which means that every time you need to step out of that fear and live freely and trusting in everything, the universe, the flow of energy, and you lose the comfort zone of knowing how being scared makes you feel, then all of a sudden trusting becomes a bigger issue for you. So you will go back to being scared again. You will find something to be scared of so that you can find that familiarity again. Does that make sense? Please let me know, guys, how this resonates with you. Also, the other thing that's coming for me is a lot of people feel that being scared of something is a negative thing, right? If we can take that away, and if we can take fear as just one of our emotions. I mean, we all are born with the same scale of emotions. We all have them, and that's that. We can't change them, right? So if we can learn to accept it, and if we can learn to be in the space of being scared and just being in it without putting the fear on a pedestal above us, we kind of coexisting together on the same level, if that makes sense, then the fear doesn't need to scream for your attention anymore. And so it doesn't need to have these flare-ups. It doesn't need to make you panicky. It just needs to make you aware of certain things. Does that make sense? And therefore, you feeling fear will feel very different to you being in panic, because you're trying to reject it. You're trying to send it away. You're trying to do anything just not to feel the fear. If you can accept it and you can live with it as your friend, as someone that is coming to help you with something or make you aware of something, so ultimately it's good for you, then the fear doesn't need to become this monster. Does that make sense? Please let me know, guys. Planning and the acceptance that it will turn out different than expected. Okay, well, I'm not sure I'm 100% like okay with accepting that it will turn out different than expected. I would more say something like planning and planning for the unexpected outcomes as well, right? So not accepting it, because when you accept it, you almost energetically, you're pulling it towards you, because you've already accepted that it's going to be different to what you've planned. Make sense? Please let me know. Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. So rather than accepting that it will be different to what you wanted, you can prepare for the occasion that it will turn out to be different to what you wanted, right? So anything in your life that you are planning for or you are preparing for, just understand that there might be different options for you. And what would that mean? How will that then change your life, your current situation, your situation going forward? Make sense, right? So rather than accepting, plan for the other situations. Because when you plan, you have to go through the same process, right? Okay, so what will happen if this doesn't work out? Well, then I just kind of need to, understand what will then my option be after that, right? Hi, Tian. I can see that you are connecting on Facebook as well. That's great. Yeah, makes sense, guys. Would you like me to elaborate more on that? Please let me know. That would be great. And then how do you know if you should push through the fear or if it's universe telling you to let it go? Okay, I love that question. I'm gonna kind of split it into two, if I may. So how do you know if you should push through fear? Exactly what I was talking about just now. We don't push through. It's different. Okay, Facebook is frozen on our side. Okay, that's funny. Is everybody experiencing this, guys? Is everybody's Facebook frozen? Can anybody hear me still? I'm not sure what is happening there. So please let me know if you can, if anybody else is experiencing this as well. We tend to push through emotions that don't make us feel comfortable, that don't make us feel like we are in a good space. When we feel that the emotion that we're feeling or the feelings that we're experiencing might be negatively received by the people around us. Sorry, I'm just quickly checking in. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if I hope people you can see me and hear me fine on Facebook. If not, I do apologize. We'll be replaying this, so you can just watch it on here. When we feel that our emotions or feelings will not be accepted by others, we tend to reject them because we want to be accepted by others, right? And by others, I mean ourselves. So we grow up believing that feeling certain emotions and feelings is not okay, it's not good. And we do want to be good, right? We have still this perception of good and bad, where we missing the point of everything just is. There is no such thing, guys, as good and bad, right? I cannot stress that enough, because situation that you in it and it feels bad, in few months time or few years time, you will look back and be like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. How is that possible? Because it's the perception that we have of it in that moment. It's how it's making us feel in that moment, right? That we are trying to reject it. And so for the first part of your question, how do you know if you should push through fear? That is your answer. If you want to push through the fear, it's not okay. It's not good, right? Energetically, you're going to go against something that is meant to be there. The fear is there for a reason. And if you connect with it, and if you can acknowledge it, and you can start having dialogue with it, it'll eventually tell you, why do you need to be fearful? Make sense? Please let me know if this resonates, right? And then the second part of your question is, or if it's universe telling you to let go. Okay. I know from my experiences, and this might be different for other people as well, is usually when things are not aligning and it feels like hard work and it doesn't feel like you are in your natural space in that situation, then that usually is a sign that something is going on in your life that is no longer supposed to be in there. And it's time for you to let go, right? So not necessarily pushing through fear, but definitely becoming mindful of, how do I feel in this situation? And if I don't feel nice, if I don't feel light, if my body feels tight and I feel like running away or hiding, maybe a lot of people have hiding, procrastinating, being sick, then that is the universe's sign to let it go. Fear is usually not. Fear is there just to make you aware of something that you need to be mindful of, that you need to pay attention to. But it's not necessarily that it's bad for you or you need to let it go. Because your fear is your own perception, is your own like a processing process. I know that makes no sense, but I hope that it makes sense to you guys. But you know what I'm trying to say here? Yeah. So when you're feeling the fear, it's your internal process, isn't it? It's something that you need to go through. When you need to let go, a lot of the things that are happening around you are going to start making you feel like not nice. Yeah, makes sense? Please let me know. Be more aware of emotions. 100%. You couldn't have said it better. Okay, we've got a comment from Victor. Wonderful. Yes, it boils down to mindfulness, 100%. Checking in with yourself often every day. I know you've been doing that, Victor, and that's actually been amazing for me to be reminded of as well. Practicing the pause and asking yourself where your mind is and what you are feeling, etc., and taking inspired actions, 100%, instead of forced action going forward. I love that. That's exactly what Tian's question was, right? Do I force through that, or do I step back and just kind of allow it? Accepting ourselves, our shadows, our quirks, and imperfections also accelerates our growth. 100%, absolutely. And I love that comment, Victor. Thank you so much for commenting and actually letting me know that I hope it's not frozen for everybody. So, okay, let's see. Fear feels more ego-based. Yes, 100%. But it's also it can also be coming from your higher self. So if the fear is coming without, like my fear, for example, I'm going to talk about me again. So my fear of not being able to pay for rent at the end of the month, coming on the 4th of the month, was definitely my ego, right? Because, I mean, what's the point of starting to stress on the 4th of the month if you still have 29 days or 28 days, whatever the maths is, to pay, to gather the money, enough money to pay for the rent? Makes logically no sense. That is definitely the ego trying to trap you into believing that you cannot make it. Because if you're in that fear, you're going to start feeding the ego's energy. You're going to start doing things that you wouldn't normally do because you are now controlled by something else than yourself. Makes sense? Whereas the fear of, let's say, the unknown, or fear of me changing if I receive, or when I receive my abundance, that's something that's inviting me to explore where is that coming from. That's inviting me to start asking questions. And so that fear, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's coming from the ego. I would more say it's coming as a guidance for me, rather than something that wants to bring me down. Makes sense, guys? Let me know. Share techniques to identify fear, ego, or fear soul. I hope this was it. Please let me know if this answered your question. Techniques. What do you mean by techniques? So do you want specific, like, exercises, or just the awareness, the questions that you ask? Let me know, elaborate on that a little bit more if you can. So we are going to be wrapping it out, guys. I don't really want to go over an hour and a half. So let me know if you have any questions, if you would like to ask me anything at the end, or if you would like clarification on anything that I've said today. How to identify it? Question. Okay. So exactly like that, right? If it's fear, and if we're talking specifically about fear, so if the fear is trying to when the fear is trying to keep you contained in that space, and your response to it is to hide, to run, to do other things, maybe abuse alcohol or any other substance, just to run away from the feeling, then that is ego fear, right? If it's telling you to do something that you wouldn't normally do in your normal state of mind, that is ego, right? Where the ego is trying to get you into being weak. I call it weak, so that it can control you and make decisions for you, right? If it's fear that is coming out of, that is a past trauma, past experience that you need to deal with, that you need to evolve from, that you need to let go of, that you need to heal from, that fear will feel almost empowering, right? When you start asking the questions like, hi, what are you doing here? And why did you come now? What is your purpose? What are you trying to teach me? Is there anything that I can learn from you? The minute this starts to feel good for you, it's your soul that is just trying to make you aware of something, perhaps a repetitive cycle coming up for you. And you will have the opportunity to recognize it, because it's going to make you feel scared. Oh my gosh, I'm getting back into the same situation that I've been in before, and I can recognize it, I can see it. okay, well, do I really have to? And you can make a decision not to repeat that cycle again. Make sense? 100%. Absolutely. So if it feels weak or you want to escape it, it's ego. If you are feeling empowered as a result of it, it's the soul or the higher self. Call it whatever you want to call it. Makes sense, guys? Please do let me know. I haven't been getting much of a interaction from the Facebook guys. So I do hope that you all are there and you are enjoying this, and this is bringing something for you. My beautiful YouTubers that have been here for me for the first time, thank you so much. I really appreciate that you've connected with me tonight and spent this time with me. And actually, what came to me now is this is so fun because I really can't get away from doing just an hour. I've tried when I first started practicing. I tried to have an hour session because that's the norm, right? You go to anyone and they will see you for an hour. Boys, why are we fighting? That's my two dogs that have decided to say hi to you guys as well. So I really wanted to have hourly sessions, and I absolutely couldn't because I couldn't fit everything into the hour. And so after fighting with it for about 3 years, I decided, well, that's it, tough luck. My sessions are an hour and a half. And tonight I had an idea of doing an hour phone calls, or not phone calls, but these live streams. And I was determined that I will be able to finish within an hour and it's going to be great. And here we are, an hour and 17 minutes, and we are wrapping up now. So there is something about the hour. It just feels like it's not enough time. And we spoke about time in the beginning of the call. I mean, how wonderfully, how the circle is closing beautifully, right? And so I think from my side, I won't limit this anymore. I will keep it open, and when we are engaging and you guys are asking questions and wanting clarification and giving me new feedbacks, we will talk for as long as we have to. So I'm really appreciative of your time, guys, and I thank you for your input, for your interaction with me, with others, for sharing on this open platform with others as well, your experiences and what's been happening. And I do hope that we can make this bi-weekly event where we can just kind of start interacting with each other a little bit more. And I do hope that this was of value. Thank you so much, Vera. I appreciate you too. Thank you, Tian, Veronica. You've been my guinea pigs with the whole YouTube things. I'm glad that we are working. Yay! And Wendy, I unfortunately only tuned in now, and besides my Facebook, in fact, entire phone being given me quite a bit of trouble. That's not a problem at all. There will be more. This will be an event that we're going to be doing every second Thursday. So I'm really excited about the next one coming up. I think it's on the 17th, if I'm not mistaken. So I hope that you can make it. And if not, then please tune in with my YouTube channel. I don't know if you say it like that. There might be a different word for that. But please go and subscribe. And oh, look at me now. I am being like these YouTubers. So please subscribe so you can get notifications and you can check the channel every now and then for the new videos. You can be notified of it as well. I think there is some button that you need to click or something. I'll figure it out as we go along. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this time that we've had together. And please have a beautiful evening and connect soon with you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you. Okay, so end.